Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Let's just get this little quote up because it's inevitable. When a side gets knocked out of a tournament, people start talking about the leadership and the leadership in terms of where he looks at his future. Let's see what he says on his supposed retirement. Unless you're part of decisions that are going to get rid of me or fire me or retire me as I stand right now, I have no intentions of not playing international cricket. One tournament or a couple of bad games don't make a summer. I've played a lot of good cricket in the last 18 months, so 3 to 4 games are not going to deter Kieron Pollard. This sounds like the way he speaks, and probably true in terms of the kind of passion he comes with. He's not afraid to be self-deprecating. When TKR were knocked out of the CPL, he was the first to say, I know a lot of people are going to be happy about it, but that's okay. I'll look the other way.
Absolutely. Upfront, straight and simple. So even to someone to ask or think that, he has to move away from the game is I'm finding it funny anyways. But I think, it's important that you take these things in your strides. The fact is that West Indies couldn't do well in this tournament. There are going to be obvious facts that, and the reasoning for that, and that's how the game goes, right? So if you're a leader, you just need to take those pointers in, work on that, and have a plan. Failure is not the end of the road. It's just a comma which you have to deal with, and then move on from that. So that's what he's trying to say. Yeah, we've not played our good cricket. We've had some losses. We've not qualified, but that doesn't mean that we are not capable of winning a tournament. So I think that's what he's trying to say. There is some groundwork to be done, which he and the think tank around him. I think who is taking the West Indies cricket forward. I'm sure they must be taking notes of things for the next one, because the next one is coming very fast, and that's something which all the teams should think of. This is like a preparatory sort of a World Cup, for teams who've not done well. Because 1 year you can carry players along, you can address the form issue, you can address various things. I think when you go from a complete shift or a complete change of individuals, actually in a way you're starting that process from the scratch. Whether you have enough time or not, that's also one thing to look at. So rather than taking the emotional decisions of just doing the obvious or doing the extreme things, I think at times it's just important that you get over with the tournament, you move away from the emotions, and then look at things logically and say that, okay, what is going to bring me the best result going forward.
Yep, we've talked about it for Bangladesh, for Sri Lanka, and for the West Indies. Just a quick one to conclude on this. DK, they need a leader like Pollard, because all the young, flamboyant future generation are great players, but they haven't quite shown the kind of leadership qualities West Indies would need, be it a Puran or a Hetmyer.
For a start, I think definitely Pollard is a leader for at least another World Cup. And if they're looking at him for the 50 overs as well, definitely the 2023 World Cup as well. That'll give him a fair chance, a fair run. A few of the players have obviously gotten to a stage where he can probably move on from them. Those are the hard decisions that he needs to take, and West Indies cricket needs to look at. Not the fact that he shouldn't be part of the team as a captain. I think he is the leader that they need. He's been solid over a period of time. He's, given them results. They beat Australia, in a home series consistently. They've done well in bilaterals. In World Cups, they came in as the defending champions. So that's in many ways a bit of a pressure on them, so to say. And, they haven't lived up to it. They haven't played well. But if you ask me, is Pollard the reason why, or is captaincy the reason why they didn't do well? Definitely not. I think, getting all out to 55, what can a Pollard do? I mean, come on. The one thing that he can do is pick the right players, and, through playing those bilaterals, he did get a feel that those were the kind of players he wants to back. The same Gale got a 50 against Australia, did well. So he backed the players, and he brought back names which were Bravo and, the Russells back into the squad and made them part of it. And these guys are doing well for their franchises. So he's brought back quality cricketers. So that's the best that he can do in trying and setting up a team. And after that, if the team goes on to get all out for a 55 and 110, can't fault Pollard for that. I think maybe you can fault his batting if you want, which I think he will accept that it's probably not gone to plan. But you can't fault his, credibility or the fact that the passion that he's shown towards these players. If he wants to move on from them, that's okay. But I still feel he's the leader. He's a strong character. He's somebody who's respected, and they should stick with him at least for a World Cup or two, and then probably move on if they want to. But this question of retirement, I find it too silly at this stage. I mean, come on, he's still young. He's as fit as anybody else. He moves well. He's doing well. Why should anybody retire? As long as they're doing everything that's required on a cricket field. I think that's it's much of a human being issue actually. When somebody's playing well, they want them to retire. When somebody is not doing well, then in many ways they want to see a nice fairy tale around them. So it's always the case. So I guess that part of it, he can't say yes to everything, but he definitely has it in him to play a couple of years easily of international cricket and then much more after that.